Perfect. And we are live. Welcome back to MO Pitch Talk, and welcome back to a segment here called Take a Touch. And as always, I'm here with my guys, my two hosts, my brothers. We're here with Big H in the building.
We're back, baby.
Pato is also in the house as well, representing. We have a lot to discuss this weekend. It's been another twist and turns in the Premier League. Man City have dropped points again, and Arsenal are back to 6 points clear at the top of the Premier League table. I think all we can say, boys, or the questions that we can ask is: did City mess up? Is this maybe possibly a significant moment in the title race? I still feel like there's a long way to go, but obviously I'll get you guys' opinion on it in a second. But big weekend, Aston Villa losing, City dropping points as well. Boys, Pat, I'll go to you. Is a shifting towards North London this Premier League title?
Yes, it's looking. What do they say? It's looking untenable. Like, can't lie. I don't know what Pep Guardiola was doing. 2-0 up, cruising against Tottenham, against that Tottenham team that haven't got a clue. You've got Solanke scoring scorpion kicks and all. Sometimes it's just not your destiny to win the league. And you know what, bro? That City team, they win the league every season. It's enough. It's actually okay. I don't mind Arsenal winning the league, to be honest. And I think you deserve it. Like we were all saying, oh, if they drop points at Leeds, a City win, blah blah blah. Bro, you smashed the 4-0. I was like, bro, what did I tell the boys?
On aggregate, it's 9-0.
Imagine. And Leeds are not even that bad. You know what I mean? And it was away. So I didn't watch a lot of your match, but obviously I watched the highlights and the goals. And obviously Madueke seemed to be doing bits, with Saka being injured. So fair play to him because
They gave him that corner goal, so
Yeah.
he scored in the last last goal, isn't it, or something?
yeah, something like that.
From a corner kick. But yeah, so, to be honest, for a guy that kind of got put in last minute because Saka got injured, kind of balled out in a way. Do you know what I'm saying? As frustrating as he is and can be at times, I'll have to, you know what, put my hands up and say, you know what, fair play. You had a good game. That's the second good game for Arsenal in my eyes, and then maybe Club Brugge in the Champions League where he scored 2 goals. But yeah, no, H. Obviously, last week you were very disappointed that Arsenal lost to United. You were kind of questioning their mentality a little bit, but they've cooled the noise. Arteta even came out in his press conference, said that they just had to reset and refocus and just bring down the temperature, and they did. Smash Leeds 4-0. Aston Villa went to drop points, mind you, to a Brentford side that was down to 10 men for like about 50 minutes. And Man City, they could have beat their brakes off Tottenham in the first half, but for somehow they only managed to score 2 goals and let Tottenham back in the game. What do you have to say about all that? Are you still questioning these guys' mentality, or can you just put it down to maybe they're just not going to win every single game, and you just have to give them a bit of grace?
I still, to be fair, I still stand by what I said about it has to be mentality. And the boys showed it. Listen, they could have let what happened last week. They could have gone to Leeds away and lost that game 1-0, 2-0. It could have happened. Do you know what I mean? And then that would have been the end of that. But you know, to go out there, even to what happened to Saka, like to still Madueke to take the opportunity the way he did and ball out the way he did, like that's showing serious mentality from them lot. And I'm proud of them boys because had we drawn and City then went and drew, then it's like, damn, we're 5 points when it could have been, you know, whatever amount of points that we would have been ahead. So shout out to them lot. But again, 14 games left. We just need, that's what I said in the group chat, Patrick, wrap up your boy. I need him warm. Because I genuinely believe, I think this weekend is really going to tell us whether this title race is over or not. Because I think if we win and City lose to Liverpool, I think the title's still. I think 9 points to try and claw back in like 13 games, 12 games. And Arsenal's next few games being, I think our toughest game probably is going to be that Chelsea at home.
Arsenal only leave London 3 times in the last stretch of games.
Yeah. I think I think do Arsenal lose 3 games in that stretch? Do you know what I mean? So to me, it's almost like it's not like the previous seasons where it's like, oh, we have to go to City, then we have to go to like Newcastle, and then maybe we go to Chelsea, and then maybe we have like a dodgy Fulham away in there as well. Like this one is really just I think we win, City lose. I genuinely in my heart, I think, like Pato said, it's like sometimes it's not destined for you to win this thing. And I think for City, I think for if what I want to happen this weekend happens, I think is Pep is done, bro.
I think what it is as well, boys, is we can land a massive psychological blow onto them as well. Say if we do play Sunderland at home and we get the 3 points, now you're going to the Anfield game 9 points behind. Now it's in your mind. Do you know what I'm saying? And historically for them going to Anfield, it never ends up well. Do you know what I'm saying? And then the fact they're going to Anfield off the back of the stretch of games they've been toured in the past couple of games. Do you know what I'm saying? And I hope you're finally seeing what I've been saying, boys. Where I'll be telling you this is not the same Man City side, and this is not the same Pep that I'm looking dead in the eye. I'm looking at him. I'm saying you don't have it anymore. Your time is done. Do you know what I'm saying? You don't have it. You don't remember you said that Pep can't won't lose the league 2 years in a row. It's never happened in his career. Whether he likes it or not, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
He just doesn't have it anymore. Even watching him on the sidelines after the games where they were putting the camera to his face yesterday, I can just see it. I think he's slowly accepting defeat. He just doesn't have it anymore. You know what I'm saying? And it's not to say that he's washed. Maybe just being there for an incredible amount of time, the amount of winning that he's done as well. Well, after a while, how can you get yourself motivated each and every single time? Do you know what I'm saying? I don't want to question it, but I'm just saying there's something that we might have to factor in. Maybe the motivation is just not the same. Maybe he can motivate these type of players because they keep, like you guys are saying, this City team can go on a run, blah blah. They have this mentality, bro. The only ones that's in that City side that was part of that squad that won all those things. I think it's just Ruben Diaz, Bernardo Silva, Haaland, Phil Foden. The rest are all new. Do you know what I'm saying? The rest haven't really been there. There's some people in there that have never even been in a title race. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
So it's one of them ones. It's not like I be saying. It's not the same city.
I think you have to compare it to Sir Alex as well because he had the similar thing when you guys won the You're Invincible, then Chelsea went back to back,
Mm.
and everyone was thinking, Sir Alex, bro, what happened, bro? 3 years, no title. But then he rebuilt the squad and then he dominated again. Well, it looks like maybe Pep is not going to stay to do that because I could let him off. 2 years he didn't win the league, fair enough. You just won 6 out of the last 7 or whatever it was, or 6 out of the last 8.
Mm.
You can have a couple of years off, but are you going to be able to rebuild and then go again? I don't think he's going to stick around. I think he's had enough because Premier League, yeah, bro, this thing is taxing, bro.
Mm.
Klopp said, "I'm done. It's actually all right. I'm going." Pep is probably thinking, bro,
I've said I'm tired. Like it's actually enough. Because
haven't you?
In the Premier League, the spotlight is on you 24/7, and especially when you manage one of the big boys, the media pressure, the scrutiny, the praise is constant. It's 24/7. You know what I'm saying?
When I look at like the Bundesliga or I look at like La Liga, most of the time the better team wins. Like Real Madrid and Barca, bro, they win most of their games. If you look at like their wins per year, it'll be like 27 wins, 6 draws, and then a couple of losses. But this Premier League, you have world class players. You're clearly better than the other team. You go to bloody Fulham away 3-1. You're just thinking, what is going on? And it's like it's just mentally taxing and you can't take your foot off the gas at any point during the season.
Bro, to even get 20 wins in the Premier League is a struggle. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Over the course of a season. If you get over 20 wins in the Premier League, that's relatively a good season. You know what I'm saying? You're landing somewhere favorable in the table. I say you probably land like top 6, maybe top
Exactly.
7. You know what I
Even
mean?
top 4 sometimes.
Yeah,
with 20 wins.
depending on how swung. But boys, I wanted to get into a few things. Just in that City Tottenham game. Obviously, there was a couple of kind of VAR shaky moments. Um, the biggest one is Rodri. Well, one of the biggest ones is obviously the goal that Tottenham scored with Solanke kicking through as what seemed to be Mike Gahey's fault. And then Roger as well really should have been sent off. And then him coming on a post match press conference saying that the referees need to do better. And it feels like because they've been winning for so long, that it feels like they don't want them to win and all this type of stuff, which is crazy to say because the same guy should have been sent off in the game as well. So I just wanted to show you guys what he had to say for himself a little bit. I'm not going to
Don't
play
want
the
us to
full
win,
clip.
but the referee has to be neutral. I don't know how to feel, honestly. Now I see the images in the pitch, of course, you cannot see. There's a clear foul in the first action of the goal. It's a clear foul, and VAR is for a reason. And these small details make the difference. We're trying to do our best. It's the first goal they score. Maybe they don't score a goal. We win the game. It's one game and another game and another game, and it's not possible. Honestly, I never speak about referees. I respect their job massively, but they have to pay attention to these things. He kicked the leg. It's so clear. It's so clear. He anticipated the leg of Mark, and it's a clear foul. But it's not today. It's just 2-3 games in a row, and I don't know why. Honestly, I know we won too much, and the people they don't want us to win. But the referee has to be neutral, and for me,
The referee has to be neutral. I know we've won a lot and all this stuff. Like just the audacity. Do you know what I'm saying? With some of the stuff they've gotten away with over the past couple of years, and especially this guy as well. Let's not forget that handball. You know,
Everton.
you know what I'm saying? Like, and then Jeremy Doku fly kicking McAllister and all this type of stuff as well. Like it's crazy. It's like how many times have you heard over the years Man City being screwed over with the referees? Hey, have you heard that?
Bro. The atrocities that these people have committed is ridiculous, man. So him coming out and saying, I saw the clip when I was like, what is this guy talking about? About they don't want us to win. Who's they? Because your 2 million, your 200 charges, they still haven't given us a verdict on that. They don't want you to win. God, I don't have a lot of time for Roger like that if I'm keeping a book, man. But look, everybody has their calls. The same way you can say Solanke kicked thing, bro. Rodri himself should have walked. So it's like, brother, have a look at yourself first before you come out and start, chatting rubbish in interviews. But I think this just goes back to the whole thing of like, bro, people are actually genuinely terrified of Arsenal winning this league. How would you come out and say that? Like, how do you actually come out and say that? Most players will come out and say, you know what, things didn't go our way with the VAR and stuff like that. But like, we like, look, there's still 14 games left. We can still, put our best foot forward. Rare. No, this guy had a full meltdown talking about they don't want us to win. This guy thinks it's a conspiracy against Man City. A conspiracy against people that won the title 400 times in the last like 20 years. It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, look, I will never ever in my life feel bad for Man City. Please take your tears and get the hell out of here. You have a court date, and all of a sudden we've forgotten about your charges. And you're talking about referees because I'm telling you, if that was Arsenal, they would say they don't have the mentality. Because Rodri was the same guy that said when he won the league, I think a couple of years ago, when you guys lost about 2 points at the end, he was saying he was just saying like you guys didn't have the mentality that we grabbed it and they didn't want to grab it. Blah blah blah. Bro, use your mentality. Why are you asking for referee decisions, man? Use the mentality there. Yeah, Ballon d'Or winners complaining about referees. You think Ronaldo and Messi were complaining about referees, bro? But just smash it in. You're the Ballon d'Or guy. You're the one. He's the guy that was supposed to come back from injury and basically save Man City. They were telling me when Rodri gets back and Rodri's fit, they're not going to be conceding goals. He's going to shield the back four. He's going to be spraying balls. He's going to be getting them goals, late winners, all this type of stuff.
Yeah.
Bro, De Bruyne is not there now. You're the main guy. Yeah, now you're complaining about referees. Oh, I didn't see De Bruyne complain about referees, man. That guy used to go and win games by himself. You're meant to be the best player in your team, and you're complaining about referees. I'm not trying to hear that, man. You have the best manager. You got the best striker. You're meant to be the best midfielder. You just bought Mark Gahey. You just bought Semenyo. Bro, you have all the tools. There's no excuses. If Arsenal beat you to the title, they beat you fair and square. Just did a better job. And we just have to, take that fact. It's not about referees, man. Look.
No, it's just pretty surprising that Rodri out of all people would say something like that because he used to get away with murder with all those cynical little fouls that he used to try pull well, I wouldn't even say he used to try pull that. He used to get away with, and he would never get a booking for it. He would do it like maybe 2 or 3 times before the referee actually eventually does something. But at that point, it doesn't even matter because the game is nearly over, and he's definitely not going to get a second yellow card unless he does something incredibly stupid. It reminds me of when we even played them at the Emirates a couple of seasons ago when Kovacic done a mad challenge on the Achilles of Declan Rice and Odegaard. Didn't even get a yellow card.
Mhm.
Didn't even get a yellow card, but Trossard didn't hear the referee whistle and kicked the ball, and he got sent. He got a second yellow card and got sent. You know what I'm saying? Like it's apple or oranges. It doesn't even make any sense. Or should I even bring up the Declan Rice situation against Brighton when he tapped the ball and he got sent off, even though the player kicked through him? Like these people, yeah. What I'll tell them, what I'll tell them is, we all know the referees in this country are a disgrace, and VAR is not fit for purpose. But the one thing I can tell you that might make you feel a little bit better is cry today, cry tomorrow, cry forever, and just deal with it. Do you know what I'm saying? Because that's what they told us, and that's what they keep telling us anytime we were complaining about referees. Suck up and just deal with it. Because nobody has time for that. Nobody wants to hear about this rubbish. You know what I'm saying? But just to move on to Tottenham quickly before we finish talking about the City game, boys. Those people were pathetic in the first half. Absolutely pathetic in the first half. That first half was so bad. Like like I wasn't watching on Sky Sports, but I heard a quote from Gary Neville. He said that it looked like a soccer aid match. And honestly, it felt like lockdown football. That the stadium was so quiet. Imagine you're playing at home and it's so quiet. I can hear Pep Guardiola give out to Ryan Cherky on the pitch.
Yeah, I saw that clip.
You know what I'm saying? I could hear him loud and clear what they were talking about. I could even hear the referee talking to some of the players. That's how bad it was. But fair play to them. They couldn't play any worse than they did in the first half. In the second half, they actually stepped up. I will give small bit of credit to Xavi Simons. He came out and balled a little bit in the second half. He took the game by the scruff and he said, I'm going for it. Do you know what I'm saying? And that scorpion kick by Dominic Slanky. You know what's so funny? He's an Arsenal fan. I've been seeing people pull up
Yeah.
tweets from years ago. See, Arsenal fans are absolute psychopaths. I've been seeing people just pull up his old tweets from back in the day. I seen one where he posted Arsenal match, something, 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 something. It's gonna be a good day. Do you know what I'm saying? It's honestly mad. But boys, Tottenham. That first half, so just talk to me. Just talk to me. Paolo, did you watch the game?
And I didn't even watch the game, to be honest. I just watched the highlights because I honestly thought, yeah, there's no way Tottenham are gonna beat
Go back and watch our match of the day or something like that, bro. It is bad.
It's
It is
dreadful, yeah.
it is honking.
Because from the highlights, though, they from the second half looked like they were actually peppering them,
Yeah.
and it could have went either way. But I was certain that City were going to beat these man because Thomas Frank and his Tottenham team have been woeful the whole season. I don't even know where they are in the table, like 12th or something, or is it even lower?
Like 13th to 14th.
Yeah, imagine you were better off last. You were basically doing the same as you were doing last season, and they sacked it. And so I was guaranteed. I was basically guaranteed.
You know the weird thing is they finished fourth in the Champions League in the table. And I don't know how that works, but
We'll get into the Champions League because I think that Champions League is kind of weak this season. I'm not gonna lie.
bro, all the big boys are still there.
Yeah, they're there, but no one's really pulling. Bro, the top 8, 5 of them are Premier League teams.
It's just the Premier League is strong right now, bro.
That's what I'm saying. So if you're a Premier League team,
Bro, Crystal Palace were able to sign Jeremy Pino from Villarreal that were going to play Champions League football. Like, bro, the level of bread in the Premier League is different.
it's too much. Yeah, that's true. Actually,
Imagine you gave up Champions League football to go and play in the Conference League.
because of money.
You know me, but yeah, go on, make it, bro.
Yeah, I was like fully certain City were gonna beat them, and then I saw 2-0 halftime. I was like, I'm not even gonna bother turning this on because it'll maybe be 3 or 4-0 by the end of it. Obviously, check the scores at the end. It was 2. I checked the table. I was like, City's points. It didn't go up as much as I thought it would. Then I checked the scores. I saw 2-2. I saw Dominic Solanke. I said, well, what is going on? Then obviously I watched the highlights. I saw the goals. But look, I think we all know Tottenham is City's bogey team for years and years and years.
Which is a funny thing. to think
How
about.
can you be the people that always beat the champions or like the best team, but you never do well yourself? What type of useless drip is that? Like, well, yeah.
But H, what's your thoughts and opinions on that first half, especially if you watch the game as over?
Yeah, man. I don't lie. It was one of those where you know when you kind of have that blind faith that you just hope. I was bro. I was hoping. But see that first half, yeah, bro. I just felt, guy. After that first goal went in, I said, yeah, call it a day, man. These people are gonna bounce these boys 6-7-0 and call it a day, man. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. But I don't know, man. I don't know what he said to them in that second half because these men started moving different. I was like, bro, relax. I was like, you people could actually do something here, bro. But see when that second goal went in, that's a lanky goal went in. That's when I knew. That's when in my heart I knew I think Arsenal winning this league because there was no way. And you know that there's only been like 4 scorpion kicks ever scored in the history of the Prem.
Yeah.
There is no way that Dominic Solanke scored that and then Arsenal don't go on to win the league. It's just impossible.
And like I said, he's an Arsenal fan himself as well.
Yeah, but even for his career, bro, he will never score a goal that good. And it's going to be meaningless for Tottenham. But it's going to mean so much for Arsenal, which is what's getting me.
It's going to mean so much for him as well. Don't remind him.
So it was one of those where, like, sincerely, like, honestly, it could have, like, they could have bounced Tottenham off the pitch 6-0. It could have been really one of those games. But wherever Thomas Frank said, bro, these guys, I think they all decided to be Arsenal fans that day, man. Honestly, I think they all decided, you know what, let's fight for the greater good, and they decided to band together and actually play proper football. So all I can say is thank you, Tottenham. Never believed in my life I was going to say that, but thank you, Tottenham, for what you guys did. You made a nigga believe once again.
No, that's completely fair. But even Man City as well, they broke a record with that Tottenham game. It was the first time Man City failed to win a game once they led by 2 goals in a half time since April 2018 against Manchester United. That won each of the last 115 occasions when leading by 2+ goals at the break in all competitions. And again, for it to be Tottenham to break that is just hilarious. Just absolutely hilarious. With their season that they have where they absolutely stink up the place. I think they haven't won a Premier League game since like November. I'm pretty sure I read a mad stat like that. They haven't won a Premier League game in 2026.
Imagine.
When we're in February, boys. We're in February. Respectfully. We're in February. Like it's just absolutely crazy to think about that. It's just Tottenham for some reason that just that club, no matter who's in charge, they just seem to always do over Pep. Do you know what I'm saying? Not even in the big moments, because obviously Pep beat them in that final, the Carabao Cup final, where they went to go and sack Mourinho 2 days before for some strange reason. But
Yes.
every other time they have his number. But even speaking about the title race, boys, I seen this from Jamie Radnam, and I thought it was a little bit disingenuous. I want to get you guys' thoughts and opinions on this one, because I certainly don't think this title race is in any shape or form over.
Mikel Arteta would have been at home this afternoon watching the 2 games and thinking, I fancy Villa to beat Brentford. They didn't. And he'd probably see the second half thinking 2-0, this could be 5-0. He'd be opening a nice bottle of Rioja tonight, because this is it. I think this is a title done now for Arsenal. And I think they could go on and win it by 8-10 points. I'd be amazed if they don't. They've got the players.
See, I don't think that signals that it's done as of yet. You know what I'm saying? Like we're still in February. Like we said, there's still 14 games to go. We lose a game now and see win a game is down to 3 points, or we go to their place and they beat us. Just hypothetically, it still stays at 6 points. Like there's still for me, there's still a lot that can happen. There still could be little twists and turns. We just don't know until we build like a unmountable lead, like 9 points, 10 points, 11 points, and all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to believe it's done at 6, because one slip, say we go and draw against someone and they manage to beat you guys at Anfield. Start a race back on. We can can't keep flip flopping. I'm not sure if you guys agree with me or not.
I think the reason, if we look at it mathematically, City would have to win basically 12 out of the last 14 and draw twice if we're gonna like guess what Arsenal are gonna do. And they're not doing that, man. They've got 14 games left. They're gonna win maybe 8 or 9. Honestly, they're not gonna do what they used to do. Because obviously people keep saying, oh, Pep Guardiola City, they're gonna go on that run eventually. Bro, when is the run gonna start, mate? Like it's gonna be like 3 games left. They'll keep telling us, yeah, they're gonna go on the run. Bro, it's because because it's even vexing me because when they were going for titles with us, the run started 4 weeks ago. Match day 20.
You only had match day 12 where they've already won like 12 games. They're preparing for number 13 and 14.
You know what I mean? Yeah, like when City were in the pump and Liverpool were in the pump, it'll be 18 games left. Everybody will win the 18 games. They'll win the league. Bro, this is not the same, man. They're not going to go and win 14 games on the bounce. That is not happening. They're not strong enough, and the Premier League is too strong as well. And I don't see them beating you guys when you go to the Etihad. I know Arteta, would rather die than to lose that match. I trust me, he would rather kill everybody than let lose against City at the Etihad. Even if he comes with the most disgusting mid-block, I don't know what tactics he's going to do, but I know he's not going to lose that match. And then City have to hope you guys lose. Who are you going to lose to? Who is there that's going to realistically beat Arsenal? Maybe you can lose a game on a one-off chance. You're not going to lose 2-3 games. Nobody's good enough to do that to you. You can draw games, but you're not going to lose. And if you're drawing games, the gap is never going to go to 3 points. It'll be 4 points. But then City are going to go lose because they're not great either. So it's like, look, the gap is what it is. All you need to do is match them. You don't even need to be better than them anymore. And you are better than them. So I think it's done. But this is the thing. When you're going for your first title and you've had heartbreak, it's not done till you're holding that shit in your hand. Because I know how it feels, bro.
Bro, it's only until like we're match day 7 and we're like 12 points clear. That's when I know it's done. You don't say. Don't even say match day 7, more like 7 matches left.
Yeah,
at 12 points clear. That's when I know it's done. But H, what do you think? I feel like from an Arsenal perspective, they're just trying to. I don't know. I wouldn't say even just trying to say add a bit of pressure, but they're going to say this week, oh yeah, it's done. Is Arsenal's title to lose now? Blah blah blah, all that kind of stuff. And then we're going to drop points at a certain point. Oh, they're about to bottle it, blah blah blah. So it's like, for me, yeah, with these people, it's just, I don't know. I just find it a little bit disingenuous. I don't know how you feel about it.
But that's the thing. This is what we've heard since the start of the season. Arsenal have to win the league. Arsenal have to win it. There's no, if Arteta doesn't win it, he has to leave. So if Jamie Redknapp believes that it's over, that's just the same narrative that we heard, the last 4 weeks? That, yeah, it's done. Like, bro, in November, they're saying, oh, yeah, Arsenal are going to go ahead and win the league. Arsenal have won the league already. Like, that's a narrative they've been pushing, and it's going to come to fruition. So I wouldn't take it as a negative because, like we said, it's 14 games left. But I think in those 14 games, I think the tide is more so in Arsenal's favour than Man City's favour. And I think, like I said, is if they lose to Liverpool and we beat Sunderland, in my heart, I think it's done. I think we can call it a day. Now, that doesn't mean take your foot off the pedal. No, because you people will do that rubbish now. And there'll be 2 games left, and I'm fighting for my life. Like, bro, please, I don't need that. But I think it'll be one of those where it's just like, you know what? Get your 9 points. Eventually, City will do something where Arsenal don't have the ability to stretch out to 11, 12 points. And once you get that go ahead, take it. Because then you can now decide, okay, do you know what? I can do my heavy rotations. I can now look towards, trying to cement that Champions League as well, if you want to. Because I think, generally, the only way you win the Champions League, I don't think you win a Champions League still fighting 2-0 to the last day of the season. I don't think you do.
Well, you can't go heavy on a Wednesday night and go heavy on a Saturday or Sunday again, bro.
Exactly. So I think even that time that City won it, I think they already had kind of the league wrapped or close enough to being wrapped up.
Yeah, they already caught us up at that point.
So
dropping points left, right, and center. Yeah.
Exactly, and they already hit them. Them young bucks, man. They're already distraught, and they have trauma and PTSD, but they're not coming back from that shit. So it's like if you can at least have, let's say you have 10 games left into the season, and let's say you're 10 points, 10 to 12 points clear, brother. You now the reality of you doing a quadruple is well and truly alive. It's there. You just have to don't overthink. Don't start moving like a gal. Just be cool. Think forward. Think straight. Do you know what I mean?
You know the thing. You know the thing is, I don't think we be able to win 4 trophies in a row after going 20 years without actually winning one big one. But if we were even to do a quad, yeah, I feel like people wouldn't even realize it before it's too late because they'll spend so much time with so much vitriol and so much venom in the way they speak about Arsenal. That by the time it happens, it's already kind of too late because we're literally one game away from the Carabao Cup final. We're chugging along in the Premier League. We're looking good in the Champions League right now. But to win 4,
No, I'm not even saying that. I'm not even saying we're gonna go ahead. All I'm saying is put yourself in the best possible position to enable yourself to do well in everything else. I'd rather be comfy in the Prem, which is the harder thing, in my opinion, than this new start of the Champions League. I think because the Prem is so dogged, it's a war every week. I think put yourself a bit of distance between you and second place so that you can rest, so that you can then go to war and show them real Prem ball in the champs. Because you never know, bro. Look, come April, end of April, Arsenal could already mathematically have won the league. We could be in a Champions League semi-final. Bro, imagine you've won the league already and you have, I don't even know, Fulham away. Bro, we call Ito Wanyeri. Come on, kick ball, bro. Come on, play football. Bro, everyone should play a second team. Because then bro, Prem is won. Champs is right there. Maybe you're still in the FA Cup. Like, who's to say you can't do it? I'm not saying we will do it, but I'm just saying put yourself in the best position in the Prem. Once you're in the best position in the Prem, you can actually go ahead and kind of focus on the additional things around it.
See that quadruple, yeah? You can never make it. You can never make it. Oh, you think you're just gonna do no big trophies for years and years and just come and do court like everybody else is a fool. Nobody else wants to do the court, no. It's just Arsenal that's just gonna come and do the court. Look, yeah. Honestly, your team is good. I'm not saying your team is not good. You got the squad depth. Your starting 11 is not good enough to do a quadruple. Have you seen the teams that have been around in the past 20 years? Where's their quad? You think the Barcelona with Neymar and them, man, they weren't trying to do quad, no? When Klopp was doing the madness.
At least I swear they won a treble together, though. Anyways.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. But still, or all them City teams that were doing 100 points, you think they didn't want to do quad, no? You think
time matters. Imagine, most Arsenal fans would actually say that the 22-23 squad deserves the Premier League title more than maybe this squad would if they eventually get over the line and win it because of the aesthetics and how it made them feel. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's all about timing because that squad, the way they were playing, the football was nice. It was enjoyable. You would even tune into Arsenal games because you knew you were going to get some good football. But it was like, it was just wrong timing.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we're not. I don't know how H is feeling. I can't speak for him, but I'm not necessarily saying that we're definitely going to win a quad. Listen, 2 trophies for me, and I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. It's all about timing. It's all about timing.
But that's the thing. It is all about timing. Because would you have said that 22-23 season, or even last year, could Arsenal have done could the Arsenal even have done a double? No way, bro. Just see how PSG were moving. Just have some team, bro. Sometimes it's literally you have to win trophies. It's not just about how your team plays ball and the skill set of your team. It's also luck comes into play as well. Getting the right draw.
And just like you said, sorry to cut you off, just like you said, Pato, with the whole Champions League, you said nobody's really doing much. Is all the English teams are there, and you could even say the Premier League is even born to a certain extent with how the overall product is. Even Anthony Gordon, he kept coming around and saying that it's a bit stale and all that kind of stuff. PSG this season, they've been a little bit whack. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
Real Madrid have been up and down. Barcelona haven't really been it. Do you know what I'm saying? And Bayern Munich, that looks like the strongest out of the lot, we still slapped them 3-1. Do you know what I'm saying?
They've lost 2 games in a row in the
Do
Bundesliga.
you know what I mean? So I'm not saying we're not. Listen, I would love it more than for it to happen because I would be. Oh my god, I would be so shameless. But like I was trying to allude on, timing matters as well. And if we were ever going to win a quad in the club's history, I say how it looks like the football landscape looks like present day right now. I say this is the best time if we were going to try to do it. If we managed it to the finest margins, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, continue, H. Sorry to cut you off.
Nah, but like you're right. It's like the football's kind of going through this whole transitional stage, and teams aren't really up to par. But your team seems to be the most consistent team out of everybody, and you're going through a phase where you've already gone through your injury crisis, but you're able to kind of survive that and be still progressing through that. And now you've got nearly all your guys back, and you come to the latter stage of the season. Like to me, it's just like, bro, why could you not? But that's why I do emphasize the whole part of giving yourself enough of a cushion in the Prem, because you cannot. There's no way you'll never go, and like it's so hard to do a double or a treble if you're fighting 2-0 for the league up until like the last two weeks of the season. It's hard knowing that if we don't win this game on Saturday against flipping Nottingham Forest, we then need to switch focus. And the team in second place, they might end up being like 2 points or 1 point behind us. But now we need to go to flipping Italy to go and play Juventus away, and then come back to now play the second last game of the season against United or something or whoever at home. That's such a mentality shift. Whereas if you know, okay, I'm 11 points clear. Okay, we can rest people. Do you know what? This is the second squad. You're going to go out and play on Saturday. First team, we're going to do a separate training session as to what's going to happen on Wednesday and Tuesday. I mean, you can tell them this is because then you end up, like Toib said, it actually might be too late for people. Where it's just like they're going to be keep on hounding Arsenal and say, oh, he's need to win it. No, if he's Botley, bro. Next thing you know, you realize Arsenal in the Champions League final, they've won the Prem, they've maybe secured the Carabao Cup depending on how that goes, and they might be in the FA Cup semi-final. What do you then, as opposition fans, do? What do you do? Because guess what? That means Arsenal are basically 2-3 games away from.
Because you one of them ones as well. You wouldn't even be able to use the excuse of football is shit. So everybody in the whole of England now is
not even
the
whole of England. Everyone in all of Europe is shit. Everybody in Europe is shit.
If you win the quad or the treble, it's undisputed. You won it because you had the quality. Because you need so much luck, but there's only so much luck.
But part of they'll still find some way somehow to this squad.
They'll tell me Musiala broke his leg, that's why. Bro. Bro, that's what they tell me.
They'll say what Jude Bellingham's hamstring bursting into pieces is the reason why we were able to win the Champions League, and that's why Hala Madrid weren't able to raise the Hala Madrid aura for them to win to win.
No, bro, there's a lot of people's troubles where, like City's trouble, they played Inter Milan in the final. Like, it wasn't an amazing team that they played against. Like, it wasn't Real Madrid or like a top tier Bayern team. Everybody rates that trouble because they won it. And their trouble is even fugazi because they have charges. So I think if you win a treble or a quadruple, look, hands up. Even at that point, I'll say, yeah, you're the biggest team in London. Because what can I say?
Biggest team in London. The biggest team in the UK, bro. A quadruple. Yeah. Wait, no, because I don't think people understand the narrative, the context. Third, the second 3 years in a row, they've bantered us up and down. And now I'll come out with a bust down 4-piece.
This is what I was telling you, man. See what
I'm going to Alex Ferguson's gaff that day, bro. It's easy, bro. Are you crazy, bro? Pep, I'm going to a gaff. Klopp, wherever Klopp is, if he's in America or Spain, I'm coming to your gaff. Bro, there's no way, bro. Do you know
did they give out Ballon d'Ors for managers?
Yeah, the world's best coach award.
Okay.
Bro,
they should give Ballon d'Ors for managers as well. They should put the stats and the highlights.
because genuinely, my heart, yeah, man, we'll move on afterwards. Just my heart, I just think at the end of the season, how in my mind, if things go a certain type of way, how in my mind, how this all plays out, when they then do, if you know when you play like FIFA Football Manager, to do like a season recap at the very end before you go into the next
Yeah.
season. See when they start reading out Arsenal's stats for that season, the goals scored, games won, games lost, game drew, win percentage, trophies won. Brother, that one they'll use as a rap album cover and the College Champions. Brother, I'm telling you, it's gonna be scary, scary times. And guess what? Probably next year Arsenal end up falling off anyway. Probably. It might probably happen. We'll end up falling off
they'll give me the great but listen, I'll take it because they'll give me the great season of my life. I'll never forget it.
I've been there. I was once like you. I ended up with Epic Cup and a Carabao. Honestly, look, just make sure you get the Prem, man, and anything else is a bonus.
All right, boys. I wanted to move on to a next segment, next part of the show. I wanted to talk about this is Paul Scholes. I'm not sure if you guys seen on him and Nicky Butt's podcast with Paddy McGuinness as well. I think it's called The Good, The Bad, and the Football. So basically, they were talking about Arsenal and what it would mean if Arsenal were to win the Premier League. And basically, Paul Scholes came out and said, "Yeah, Arsenal would be the worst Premier League champions." Something along the lines if we were to win it. And they were discussing it on Sky Sports on the segment earlier today, and I literally bookmarked this because I love this guy's response to all this.
Do you want to share your screen there, bro? Yeah, so you're not sharing your screen, bro.
Why did you not say that earlier? I thought you were.
I literally said you're not sharing the screen, bro.
You should have said that. You should have said that a bit louder, bro. I didn't even hear you. Here's me watching the yoke thing. We were all watching it together. Pato, why'd you not say anything as well? You just sat there.
No, I was getting my charger.
Let me start again.
Right. Okay. Ben says, what do you make of the comments made by Paul Scholes that Arsenal would be the worst team to win the Premier League?
I think Paul Scholes does his best to stay relevant, which happens to a lot of, players who are kind of like
He'll always be relevant.
Relevant as a player. I'm talking about as a pundit. I'm talking about trying to get headlines, maybe try and get a bit of the overlap business there, or, get on Sky more, whatever. I understand where he's coming from. I think you cannot diminish anybody who wins the Premier League. I don't care what you want to say, whether it's the worst Premier League winners ever or the most boring Premier League winners ever. When all is said and done, and you go back in time 20 years from now, their name will be on a Premier League trophy if they win it. Yeah, not how they did it.
Right.
And that's, I don't know how you cannot put that any more clear, because genuinely, even people on social media, they've been trying to diminish this whole Arsenal potential Premier League title, saying it's just corners and set pieces and you barely score goals from open play. Bro, when we were playing the nice, sexy football, and you were telling us you played nice, sexy football, and we didn't win anything, you told me playing nice, sexy football doesn't win you anything. You need to learn how to play and how to win ugly. And now we're not playing nice, attractive football, and we're winning ugly. And now is a problem. Now all of a sudden it's an issue. Now we, for some reason, we're bound to play ethical football. Because what even is ethical football? People are saying they're not entertained watching Arsenal. If you're not an Arsenal fan, why would you be entertained watching Arsenal? We're not. We didn't wake up and thought, oh yeah, Roger does a Liverpool fan. Oh, he's gonna tune into the game later today. Let me make sure that passes is extra crisp and extra silky, so when he's tuning in, he's enjoying himself. We couldn't give a bollocks whether you're enjoying the game or not. If you're not an Arsenal fan, even me as an Arsenal fan, do I enjoy every single game? Not entirely, but as long as we're winning, I could not give a flying monkeys. Could not care less. Could not care less. Because if that means that our name is going to be on that Premier League title at the end of the season, couldn't care less. Because like this guy said, in 20 years' time, in 30 years' time, your name in the 25-26 season. They're going to ask who's the Premier League winner. It's going to say Arsenal Football Club. Nobody's going to say, oh, did they play ethical football? Was the football sexy? Was it nice to watch? No, it's just going to simply say Arsenal Football Club 25-26 Premier League winners. I don't get Paul Scholes' point of view on this. Do you know what I'm saying? It's coming from a bitter place. I'm not going to listen to an ex-United player, especially when you were fighting 2-0 with my club for Premier League trophies back in the day. You think I'm going to care about what you say now? If you want to be entertained, go watch your team. They're playing basketball games every other day. Whether you won 3-2 on the weekend, you won 3-2 last weekend. What was the score against that City team as well? I can't even remember. Do you know what I mean? It was over 2.5 goals. I'm pretty sure in that game. Do you know what I'm saying? If you want to be entertained, watch your team. Go watch your team. Guys, I don't know what you have to say about that one.
I think Paul Scholes, man, obviously as a midfielder, like as a player, absolutely brilliant, world class, all that stuff. But as a pundit, a lot of these players are not good pundits. Like Jamie Carragher wasn't the most amazing centre back, but he's probably the best pundit. And these guys that think that because they were really good players, that everything they say carries weight, doesn't really work that way, man. Like if you're chatting rubbish, we're just gonna tell you you're talking rubbish, man. Don't be telling me what you did in secondary school. I know you want us to be listening to you. And you're saying like they're gonna be the most boring or the worst Premier League champions or whatever it is. Look, that doesn't really matter, man. He won leagues with 75 points. Please, I'm not trying to hear what he's saying, man. Was that team boring? I don't know. Maybe they had like 10 draws or something that season. Was it boring? When he won that league with the 75 points, I know he went out. He had a few drinks. He was doing what he was doing. He was telling everyone he won the league. He didn't care how he did it. So look, especially when it's your first one as well. The sexy football, maybe it's gonna come later. Maybe it's not gonna come. If you win a quadruple or you win like 3 Premier Leagues in a row and you're just doing Mourinho football, no one cares. See that Mourinho team, yeah, the Chelsea one. They were defensively amazing. Nobody thinks back and thinks, oh, it wasn't attractive to watch them. It wasn't sexy. They just say that team was so good. They got this many points and they won the league. That's what is remembered. They don't actually remember the football. Maybe you remember Klopp and Pep's teams because it's pretty recent. In about 10, 15 years, our kids are not going to be, they're just going to ask us, who won the league that season? We're not going to tell them, Klopp was doing gegenpressing and was doing tiki-taka. Nah, bro, it's who won and who didn't win. When Liverpool tried to do the quad and we only won the cups, am I going to tell my kids, but we were doing gegenpressing, but I know we doing gegenpressing. Nah.
You say to yourself, you should have seen him when we played against Watford, the way he used Mane instead of a out-and-out winger, used him as a left inside forward, occupying zone 14. Bro, nobody cares to hear all that. Did they win? Did they put the trophies on the table?
Exactly. That is the most important thing, to be honest.
Bro, H, what do you have to say about this?
Do you know what it is, yeah? And I think it goes back to what was said last week. It's like, how are you gonna hate on somebody for winning the thing that you also want to win? Why did you go and do it? Why didn't you go and do it? If you want this beautiful, like you said, bro, out here, bro, every game these people are fighting for the lawyers one. They're winning, but they're fighting for the lawyers, bro. Obviously, that's entertaining, bro. Like that's good football. No, at least, bro, they're scoring 5 goals in the last. Like something's always gonna happen in those games, bro. That's entertaining. But guess what? When your players will now go to Sunderland the way, they'll now die 5-0 because of what? Because they were running ragged for the last 3 weeks. Then what do you say then? Oh, there isn't the right. Bro, see, man like Scholes and Nicky, but see, we need to stop giving this class of 92 people a lot of leeway, man. Because, bro, Nicky, but I didn't see you lift a trophy. You probably did, but I didn't see you lift one, bro. I know Scholes, I know Bex, I know Giggsy, I know Nev. Nicky, but I don't really know you like that, my guy.
He's a decent player.
Listen, he can be decent, but I don't know him. I don't know him for him to be talking the way he's talking. Do you know what I mean? But look, everyone can say Arsenal's boring, but like you said, at the end of the day, 20 years from now, they will show you who won the league that year. They might even put a little asterisk and say, "Oh, Arsenal scored 20 set-piece goals. That's a Premier League record." Bro, if you showed that to someone, they'd be like, "Damn, what the hell were they doing? 20 set-piece goals? What the hell?" Right now, to other people, it seems it's a set-piece FC. But bro, I don't think people understand the magnitude of what Arsenal is actually doing with the set-piece thing. Because
Well,
now when
last week before this game week, before this game we kicked off, yeah, I think I seen the disgusting stat about Liverpool that uh, Liverpool have taken more corners than Arsenal this season. Yeah, I think in the past couple of games, you guys have totaled, or maybe even all season, you've had 100 about 185 corners. You've scored from like 3 of them. You know how you know how mad that is. So like you're just missing an abundance of chances to be able to score, and then maybe though 1 or 2 of those corner kicks would have turned maybe draws or losses into potential W's. You know what I'm saying? Like the way they talk about all this set piece FC stuff as well is like we're the only ones that get corners. Do you know what I mean? Like the other team get corners as well, and they don't make any use of them. Like it's not exclusive to Arsenal. This is not like a trait that we unlock or on the pitch solely for ourselves. Like the way they talk about it is a little bit stupid, and the own goal thing as well. The own goal thing makes me laugh because is it my fault that the opponent wants to help me win the game and score the goal for me? Is that my fault? Is that my fault? So should I tell them no, don't score the own goal. Don't score the own goal. I want to score myself. Is that what I should be saying?
But that's the thing, and that's why I just laugh anytime I see these comments on socials, because it's like the same way like everyone gasses up, oh, that Chelsea 15 goals conceded in a season. You gas out because that's a major achievement. That's a massive achievement. The same way Arsenal are gonna have a major achievement by scoring however many set piece goals we're gonna score. Like people say, oh, you guys, who's your top goal scorer? Your top goal scorer doesn't even have 10 goals in the league. But look at how spread out our goal scorers is. Is that not a representation of a well-balanced team? That the defense is solid.
The goals are so spread out. The goals are so spread out so well that we're even getting opposition teams to help us score. To even add extra layer into what we're doing. Do you know how far ahead we are in this football thing?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's just like people are not, and I think it will be one of those things where it is in the now. It doesn't look impressive to people. Like people are always going to be haters. But when you look back on it, you're going to be like, damn, what them lot actually did is actually kind of mental, because one, the defensively ridiculous goals were spread out effectively. They capitalized on set pieces where risky the teams that scored set pieces were probably the shit teams because they didn't have any outlet up top. But now a top team is capitalized. Bro, I'm telling you, like next season, I guarantee you, bro, teams are going to be the amount of set piece goals are going to be scored in Prem is going to be a lot higher than it was this season. Probably because teams are going to start be like, okay, clearly set pieces is a thing that Arsenal were able to use. Now let's try and use that. Let's try and introduce that into our system. And then guess what happens then? Oh, now everybody's now scoring set piece goals. Why? What is that? Because you got rattled. Because every time Arsenal got a set piece, you knew it was a goal. You know something was going to happen. You were terrified for your life. You remember the watch along when we got that last minute corner. Yeah. I know Patrick was doing and the thing is,
like you never admit it, but your heart you're thinking, oh God.
Yeah, of course.
And that's the things, like even though like we almost even scored from that, but Gabriel miscued the header, but it's like
it wasn't even Gabriel miscued. The other Gabriel pushed him in the back, and he couldn't get a proper head onto it, bleeding dope.
But it's like in the now, people are not going to appreciate it. And again, look, however you view Arsenal fans and socials, if that's blinding your eyes from the football sense, that's okay, because eventually history is always going to tell you the facts. It's going to tell you this team won the league. If you want to do the research, find out how they won it, and you see 25 set piece goals, you're going to sit there and be like, damn, 25. Why couldn't? How many goals did the second team have from set pieces? And you realize that there's such a disparity gap, and then you're like, damn, like so this team was superior. They capitalized on something that was untapped into, and made it their own, and used it to propel them to the league. That's mental. That's crazy. Pep took passing and passed you to death, and kill you with passing. Fergie killed you with counter-attacking football. Liverpool were doing gegenpress up and down for 3 years straight. 4 years even, before they got their Prem and they got the Champions League. Everyone has a style and how they won it. So don't discredit another team's way in doing it just because your team can't do it. Bro, what? If everyone could score from set pieces, bro, we'd all be doing it, bro. They'd actually be, where everyone would be level on points. Maybe there's like 2-3 points between first and 20th place. if everybody could do it. Well, you can't.
You have to go by obviously the players you have, the type of style the coach wants to play, all this type of stuff. Obviously, Simeone knew he's not going to be doing what Barcelona and Real Madrid are doing. So he found his way. He won 2 La Ligas. Whether we like it or not, he took them La Ligas off them. When Pep and Mourinho were battling out in the Champions League when there was Inter against Barca. Barca came all the tiki-taka. Where did they get them? Nowhere. Inter is the one that went through and they won that Champions League. So get it how you can, because no one is going to remember how you did it. They're just going to remember if you did it. And if you did it, then that's all that matters. That's all that's going to be remembered. So
don't mind all these Scholesy, man. Like Scholes, we rate you as a player, bro. But brother, I beg. I know you want Carrick to get a job and all, but brother, come on.
So I'm not gonna lie, yeah. You see everyone that played for that under Fergie, yeah, them man are annoying, man.
Bro, Darren people, bro.
Because they have chest, because they won about 10 Premier Leagues each. So they have a lot of chest when they're talking about, bro. Sometimes you're just trying was, bro.
Just talking for the sake of talking. But you're so funny, yeah. Even though they won what they won, you know, there's a different vibe when the Henrys come on, when the Vieiras come on. Because now you're talking to someone that actually is even better at football than you. So you can't really. What are you gonna say to? What would you say to Patrick Vieira that's carried a World Cup in his hands? What'd you say to him? What'd you say to Henry? What'd you say to these man? There's not a lot you can say. Yeah, you have more, but when they ask players, oh, who's your idol growing up? Oh, Thierry Henry. They don't come and tell me when Rooney. They tell me Thierry. So I'm just like, look, I understand you guys are British, you're British guys. This is England. Come on, the Three Lions. I get it, we are one of their own, so they're always gonna gash you man up, yeah. But don't let it get to your head, because there's certain man that really kick ball out here that make you look like fools. So don't forget where you come from.
It's not even just from a football standpoint. From like the way they talk, they don't give any tactical insight. Like Henry will actually break shit down. Other ex-players, actually, Jamie Carragher, great. Even Gary Neville to a degree. But a lot of these ex-Man United players, all they'll say is, "Oh, back in 2002, Fergie came and he was throwing shit, and that's how we buckled up and we won the game." Where's the tactical insight? Like Roy Keane, yeah, all he says every day is, "You're playing for Man United, smash into someone, do this, do that." I'm like, brother, what about the football though? What about the football? You're telling people to smash into people, and now you're complaining that people are scoring corners. Bro, get it how you can, man. If their way of winning was Fergie had to shout and you won your Premier League, fair play. Nobody says what a weird way to win trophies. Nobody cares. Do you know what I mean? So get it how you can, man. Honestly.
No, yeah, well, it's not definitely that. I just wanted to bring that up because that's something that just something that just annoyed me. But we'll leave it there for this weekend's this weekend, but this week's episode. I just want to get you guys' prediction quickly. Arsenal versus Chelsea, second leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final. What's Arsenal going through, and what's the final score?
Depending on who starts, I say it might be a 2-0 or it might be a 2-1 to Arsenal. But yeah, I think them Chelsea posh boys one day they have nothing for us, bro.
Okay, to you, Pato. 2-part question. Arsenal going through the semi-final, going through to the final of the Carabao Cup. What's your score prediction? And are you guys winning on Sunday against Man City?
I think he's going through, but I think it's 2-2. I think that Liam Rosenior guy is decent. He can score. You can get his team to score goals, but they're not going to beat you. So I think 2-2 he's going through. And then for us, we ain't beating City, man. We're gonna probably draw, but we're not gonna beat them.
Listen. That's a you might not believe it, but Hugo Ekitike believes it, and I predict a hat-trick for that guy. Come the weekend.
Perfect. We'll leave it there. Thank you for those who have joined the stream in and out and all that kind of stuff as well. We're currently sitting on 620 subscribers. I keep forgetting to say this, but if you're in the live, please like the live. It really does help us. We're trying to make it out the hood. Patrick is not even in a house right now. That's all a prop. That's not what you're seeing from him in the background. It's not even real. That's not even a brick wall that H is sitting behind right now. That's paper mache. Do you know what I'm saying?
Bro.
Do you know what I'm saying? And me, I'm just I don't have electricity in the house. I'm in the hallway. I'm using the lights in the hallway, and I'm sitting on the ground. You know what I'm saying? So we're really trying to make it. So we're on 619 subscribers right now. We're really trying to get to 1,000 this year. So if you could please subscribe, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you for joining us. We will catch you on the next one. Good night.